Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. Today we're doing a biggest reset of your life, okay? You need to get ready because this is going to be your step-by-step guide / planning for the new beginning in 2025. There's exercise, there's prompts, and there's even free templates. And there's everything you need to step into the new year feeling refreshed, inspired, and embrace the new chapter of your life. Basically, after watching this video, you'll have a clear vision of what you want and the confidence to make this happen. So I actually went on YouTube and searched every possible video about setting the goals and how to actually achieve them. And there was so many tips that I actually didn't know and found it really helpful. So I basically took all these tips from everyone that resonated me the most and I turned them into my Notion template. So this goal setting guide will happen everything on Notion. And because I'm super nice, I'm going to share this template with you guys for free. You're welcome. You can simply download them from the description below, so feel free to grab them before you continue this video and follow along this tutorial with the templates. And grab yourself a coffee too, and let's get started. So this template and guide is divided into two parts. The first part will be reviewing and resetting this year, 2024. And then the other half will be setting goals and planning for 2025. So let me show you a quick overview of this template. So this is just the main page, and obviously I'm going to show you everything in detail later, but we're going to look at the 2024 review. So if you click here, we have all the prompts that we're gonna look at beginning, and then some of the goal list of this year, whether you've managed to do them or not, and some of the worksheets and exercise that we're basically going to reflect this year, like the places you traveled and stuff. And then going back to 2025, we have the vision board, we brainstorm sessions, some of the quotes, and we're going to look at the theme as well, and some of the goal settings and how to actually tackle them. I honestly love Notion. I literally use it for every part of my life, for work, for my personal life, for planning my YouTube content. It has helped me so much to organize my messy brain. For example, I use it to save supplier lists and brands information for work. I also plan my life on Notion, and I also love the aesthetics and personality you can bring to your templates. If you're interested in knowing how I made those templates, I do have a video for both of them, so feel free to check them out as well. So before we start working on the Notion template, the first step is to actually declutter and reset your physical and digital space. So I've actually done this already on my last week's video, decluttering and organizing, but you want to clear out your physical environment, okay? Because cleaning your physical space and digital space equals your mental clarity. So if you can, you want to clean your rooms, your bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom. You want to clear out your cupboards, storage, get rid of things that you don't need, you don't want, it doesn't serve you. You want to organize your clothes that you don't wear anymore, things that doesn't fit you or you don't want to wear next year, it's not the style you want to project to the world. I don't know, but you want to get rid of everything that doesn't serve you anymore. That's my point. And then you also want to clear out your digital space. So this is your files, your old photos, screenshots, all the apps that you've downloaded them but you never used anyway, all the subscription that you didn't know you were paying for. Decluttering and organizing your physical space and digital space really helps to clear out your mental clutter, and we simply want to set ourselves for the new beginning and the fresh start. Once this is done, we're going to move to the Notion templates now. So this is the main page, and this is what you will see when you open the template. And we're gonna go through the 2025 goal setting in the other half, but at the moment, we're gonna start with this year's review, 2024 review. So you wanna click into this one, and it will go to the next page where you can see the review and resetting page. So we're gonna start from the beginning. So the first thing we want to do is to reflect and do the journaling prompts. And when you open this toggle box, you will see over 20 journaling prompts to really have an intense review of this year. this is really gonna help you to like look at every single aspect of your life and reflect and see what actually happened this year. I love this one. For example, what were your top 3 proudest moments, achievement this year? I feel like you never really ask yourself question unless like someone else asked you that. I also like this one. What goal did you not meet this year? What were the external and internal factors that prevented them from being met? I feel like it's a little bit like you want to hide this from everyone, you know, like it's something that you don't really want to ask yourself, but this is very important to know why you didn't meet the goal. It actually like forces you to understand like what prevented you from making these goals, and I think it will really help to make a goal and plan for the next year. I also like this one, what brought you the most peace? I feel like this really represents like who you are and what you truly care, and I think this is a great question to ask yourself to really understand what you're most like passionate about, who you are, and like what you truly value in your life, because you can narrow it down next year to really understand, okay, you want to make time for this a little bit more. And I also love list your ins and outs for 2024, like what do you want to do more of, what do you want to do less of. I feel like this is such a powerful question, and it really makes you understand what your priorities are. Then you can basically open like these toggles to answer all of this question. You don't have to answer all of them, but maybe pick what you resonates more. You can also like answer them all, and it really helps you to do like an intense review of yourself this year, and this will like really help to kind of narrow down your goals and create an actionable plan for the next year to actually achieve them. Once you scroll down, you have like a goal checklist of this year, and this is like where you can write all your goals you had this year and actually like taking one that you achieved them and one you didn't. So for example, I've actually achieved like 4 of these goals and I didn't achieve like 2 of them. And I feel like I didn't achieve them because I didn't actually have like measurable goals. Like it wasn't really clear what I needed to do this. So next year I actually want to come up with a plan on like every week or every month what I need to do to actually help me get there. And then this is like a little cute exercise as well. Like I have a category of like places I traveled, and this gives you like a really nice overview of like places that you visited, and it's like nice reflection. And then there's also a category for like new experiences you've done, and you can kind of list everything that you've done this year. Like for me, it was like going to LA, like going to Grand Canyon. That was like amazing experience, and it's just nice to have it here written down, so like when you go to this page you can have like a nice overview of your year. And then there's also a category of things I wanted to do more of in 2024, and this is a good exercise because it's things that you might missed it this year. So like for example, you wanted to like spend time with your family more, but you couldn't do it. And you know, like as long as you say you want to do and you don't have a plan, it's always going to be a wish. I think that's one thing that I realized this year. Like I wanted to spend time more with my family, but I actually didn't make an effort to like book a ticket or like make a plan or like set a holiday aside, and I think that's why I couldn't really see my family this year. But I think next year I do want to make an effort and I plan it in my calendar so I see them more. And this part, who did I spend most time with, is also really nice like category, because it kind of makes you aware of like who do you want to spend time more with, like who makes you happy, like who do you want to spend time with. And I feel like this category is both good to make you realize, oh, you love spending time with this person, but also the other way around. So like, have you actually spent time with someone you didn't like, or some places you didn't like work or whatever, and really realize like how have you spent your time this year. And then this is a similar one. What did I spend my time on most? So for example, I spend my time most on my full-time job, which is crazy when you think about, like you spend majority of the time working. But I also spend a lot on YouTube because that has been my goal and like where I wanted to put my effort in. And then I obviously spend time with my boyfriend as well. And I feel like this won't really change next year as well, but it's a good exercise to know if this really aligns with who you want to be. But this gives you a really clear understanding of if this time really aligns with what you want to spend time on and who you want to spend time on. And then scrolling down, I also have like a big purchases section. So this is where you can see what you spend your money on, for example. So for me, I spend money on my iPad. This has been my goal this year, so I was really pleased to buy it. And then I had a big like 2 trips this year as well. One was to LA and one was to Japan. Honestly, like the ticket was so expensive, but I had to go back for my cousin's wedding, but it was an amazing trip. And then I also moved in with my boyfriend, so I had to save for my deposit. And then I also think we're going to buy a coffee machine. We haven't bought it yet, but I saw a discount today actually on a coffee machine that we want to buy. So I think we're gonna get it before New Year. Then scrolling down to the last, this is like a little gallery, like where you can see a year at glance. So you have a category for each month and you want to select like one of your favorite photo of the month and kind of place it there. And it's like a little cute like place where you can see what you did this year like visually, because I'm a very visual person, so it'll be nice to see what you've up to every month and kind of see what was the highlight of your year and what made you happy. So now we're going to move on to the 2025 goal setting. And same with 2024 reflection, we're gonna start with the 2025 prompts. So this is where you can get clear on what you want. It's like a really intense ask yourself kind of journal prompt. So there's like, what do you want to do in 2025? What is my theme for 2025? And I think I love this one the most. 1 year from now on, what's one thing that I will be celebrating? I love it because it's already like a manifesting, you know, like you already know that you're gonna achieve it. So do this exercise first and it will really, really make you understand like what your goals are, what do you really want to achieve this year. And then moving on to the next category. So this is more like a big goals, like your 5-year goals. So once you've done the prompts, like you wanna kind of like ask yourself, what's your goals in like next 5 years? So this can be big, like it's something that you might not achieve in 1 year, but what do you want in 5 years? And think big and like dream big, okay? Like I have like a dream of like buying a house and having a dog and having a kid, and it's kind of like all settling thing because I'm turning 30, but that's my dream in 5 years, okay? And then I also have next to it like my Pinterest board of like 2025 goals. And this is very easy, like you just place a link here and then you just can see like your Pinterest board, which is super cute as well. And then scrolling down, this is 2025 goals brainstorm. So now we're going a little bit more specific about what your goals for the next year. So when you think about your goals in the next 5 years, you want to kind of work backwards and think about, so if my goal in 5 years is this, what do you want to do it next year kind of thing. So I have like personal, YouTube, Instagram, career, finance, health, relationship, and hobby. And I feel like maybe you won't resonate by YouTube and Instagram part, but I think most people can have a goal about personal, finance, health, relationship, hobby, and career. And you can be really, really honest with yourself. Write down like all the wants, what you want to do. This is like a brainstorm session. So you don't need to narrow it down and like be specific at this point. Like write down everything that you want, like really brainstorm yourself. And once you've done that, you're gonna move on to the main goals. So you wanna actually select like, 3 to 5 main goals that you wanna kind of focus on next year. Like when you have too many goals, you can't actually achieve them all. So what I like to do is to narrow it down to 3 to 5 more like manageable goals, okay? And then you wanna write them here and you wanna do it in a tick box. So like next year when we come back, you can actually tick like what you've achieved and what you haven't. And then here next to that, you will have like a theme. So you can kind of select like a keywords here of your year or like a quote. And for me, I wrote a quote saying that setting a goal is not the main thing. It is deciding how you will go about achieving it and staying with that plan. And I feel like I wrote this because I really want to be consistent with my goals and like how I'm going to achieve them. And I get maybe focused on goals too much sometimes. So next year, I actually want to do the task to get there every week rather than focusing on the outcome, because little steps and the actions will actually help you get there, if you know what I mean. So I have that quote for here. And then you also have this like 2025 want section, and this is more like what you want to buy next year and kind of like your wish list. And it's kind of nice to have it here. So when you know things that is not on this list comes along, you can kind of like pull yourself back and to the line and say to yourself that, oh, have you bought this one yet? Like, do you want to save money for this, rather than, you know, like binge buying something that you just saw online, for example. So this is nice to have it as well. And then I also created a vision board next to that. And I'm actually going to do like a little video on how to actually make a vision board that works. So stay tuned for that. I think it's gonna come up next week. But then this vision board will really, really help you to kind of connect your words with your like images, because visualizing actually helps you achieve the goal, and looking at it will like really link and connect your idea of your like future self with the plan, and like visualizing really helps, at least for me. So it'd be nice to have like a vision board here. And then going down, now we're going to actually think about the action plan of your goals. So once you've decided like your 3 to 5 main goals, first thing you want to do is like write down to this like yellow section. So these are my like 5 main goals. And to actually come up with the actionable plan, I'm going to use this SMART goals and WHOOP method. This is something that I've learned from both of my favorite channels, from Nika and from Ali Abdal. And I thought these 2 tips were the outstanding like method on like how you can actually achieve your goals. So there's a reason why people fail on like achieving their goals basically. And the main reason is like because people don't really make an actionable and like measurable goals. And when goals are too vague or like unrealistic, it becomes like difficult to track progress and track concrete steps like towards it. And I feel like I could resonate that a lot this year. So for example, like I want to see my family is not really actionable goals, it's more vague. And to make this more actionable, you need to set a goal of like, okay, I'm going to plan a trip like twice a year, this time and this time, for example. That's more actionable. Like buying a ticket in February and June and in Christmas, that's more actionable goals to actually see my family, for example. So like SMART goals are framework for setting objectives that are clear, actionable, and achievable. And like it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. So these are the tips on like how to actually set your goals. So you need to ask yourself whether your goals actually meet these qualities. And then WHOOP actually stands for wish, outcome, obstacles, and plan. And it's a simple evidence-based strategy to help you achieve your goals. And it's developed by this like psychologist, and it kind of combines mental contrasting. So like thinking about the positive and negative aspects of your goals. So when you think about your goals, you actually have to think about what will be the obstacles, like what will be the negatives, what would be like stopping you from achieving these goals. So like thinking about the risk. And then once you know these risks, you actually have to plan according to avoid this risk. And I thought this tip was like really helpful. So I'm going to incorporate this SMART goals method and also the WHOOP strategy. So basically I would have my goals as a big title. Then I have what will be my measurable goals, obstacles that I might encounter, and then what will be the plan to overcome that. So basically including all these tips. So for example, I want to have 10K subscribers on my YouTube channel. It's a very big goal for me, but this is kind of like a vague goal at the moment. So my measurable goals would be to like post every week, for example, because you can actually measure it. You can actually tick, I've done it every Monday, for example. So that would be my measurable goals. And then the obstacles I might encounter is that I might get busy at work, I might not have time, I might not be able to post it because I'm tired. So these are all my obstacles that why I might not be able to post it. And then basically I'm going to plan it to overcome that. So when I get tired, what am I gonna do? If I get busy at work, what am I gonna do? How am I going to make time? Like, how can I make my life easier to avoid these situations? So my plan would be to maybe bulk write all my ideas for my YouTube content, so I don't have to spend time on, coming up with the ideas every week. Have the contents like ready when I'm not busy, so that when I am busy, I just have to film and that's it. And basically, I'm going to come up with the content that will be easier for me to make compared to like other videos that I make, for example. So I will have all this list of like easy to make content when I'm busy. So that would be my plan to overcome my risk of not posting. And you can simply do that for rest of your goals. And that was it, guys. That was your whole 2024 review and planning and organizing, resetting for 2025. Now you have a clear vision and strategy to actually achieve your goal next year. I think I'm going to work on this template a little bit more in detail for myself as well over the holidays, so I'm kind of excited for that. But I would love to know what would be your theme for the next year. So feel free to leave that on a comment. I would love to know. Or you can also leave your like favorite encouragement quotes, and like we can kind of support each other, be like accountability buddy. And you can literally come back next year to like see what you wrote, and that'll be really, really cute. And if you've enjoyed watching this video, as always, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any future content from me. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye!